Hey, Gareth here with Creative Connors. Today, we're talking about a new dynamic duo using off-the-shelf with QuickBooks. Now you can leverage the robust component inventory tracking, product bill of materials, purchasing, and labor time tracking of off-the-shelf with the convenient estimating and invoicing of QuickBooks. QuickBooks makes it easy for a small manufacturer to send itemized estimates and invoices directly to customers. But each line item on an estimate or invoice is a product that has to be made. By linking QuickBooks and off-the-shelf, it's a breeze to get those sales right into your production queue for manufacturing. I'll use my on-deck skate shop as an example. I've got a customer that wants to order our checkered skateboard and a pair of trucks. Let's take a look at how off-the-shelf communicates with QuickBooks both ways to make this order happen seamlessly from sales all the way through to production. In QuickBooks, I can start with either an estimate or an invoice, depending on whether you collect prepayment for your orders or if you bill for payment after shipment. Let's start with an estimate in this case. First, I'll enter the customer name. And then I'm going to punch in the items ordered, a checkered skateboard and a couple of trucks. Now, the trucks are really sub-assemblies that we both use in completed boards like this one, and also sell these directly to customers. The nested bill of materials in off-the-shelf makes stuff like this super easy. All right, let's shoot this off to the customer for approval. Great, they approved this estimate. Now it's time to get this into the production queue for manufacturing. Let's head over to off-the-shelf, and from the Sell menu, you can see options for viewing QuickBooks Invoices and QuickBooks Estimates. If we select Estimates, we get a list of all the approved QuickBooks estimates that haven't been converted into sales orders in off-the-shelf yet. To convert this estimate, we click the New button on the left, which brings us to the mapping screen. Off-the-shelf and QuickBooks work together through a process called mapping. This is how you link products and customers between off-the-shelf and QuickBooks. Now, sometimes those names of the items match exactly, but in practice, often the manufacturing team have names that are maybe a little bit different to aid the production team. They might be a little bit longer, might be more descriptive, but regardless, every time you convert a QuickBooks order into an off-the-shelf order, you can see how each line item is mapped. For new items that off-the-shelf hasn't seen before, you can link it to an existing product or easily just create a new one. And then you'll want to follow up later to create a bill of materials for that new product. This on-the-fly mapping is great because you never have to worry about linking every product you have in one giant import dump. Instead, you just link the products you need when you need them, so you don't waste any time integrating these two systems together with a bunch of kind of data drudgery. Just do it when you need it, following just-in-time principles. It's also worth saying that you don't actually need to map every line on a QuickBooks order to off-the-shelf. For instance, services and shipping usually don't have a mapping, since they're not physical goods. You only need to map the line items that make sense for your business. Okay, we've got our new sales order, and with this entered into off-the-shelf, it kicks off all the production processes. Parts will be purchased and received. Labor can be scheduled to make our skateboards, and in practically no time, our crack team is ready to ship. So we've made the stuff. Now let's look at the other side of the equation, generating QuickBooks invoices from off-the-shelf to get paid. When we're ready to ship, we can head back to our sales order and select Create QuickBooks Invoice. This will use the same mappings to create an invoice in QuickBooks. Then you can jump back into QuickBooks to send that invoice to your customer however you prefer. So that's it. Pretty simple, right? Before we wrap up, here's a couple more things you can do. You can use a custom field in QuickBooks to automatically record the sales order number for easy reference. From a sales order, you can grab a PDF of the QuickBooks invoice. You can also compare the sales order to the invoice at any time. That's especially handy when tracking changes between the two systems. And you can always edit the mappings for any product or customer if you need to change it. What's great about integrating QuickBooks and off-the-shelf is that it's very quick to get started and uses the best tools available for each step in the business process. Off-the-shelf helps you make stuff, and QuickBooks helps you get paid. Thanks for watching. See you next time.